Hey guys, it's Maddie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a video all about Craigslist, and not good things about Craigslist. Over the past 2 weeks, I've gotten a couple ads from across multiple different Craigslists. I looked pretty much all across the country and spent over 10 hours on Craigslist, which was painful, trust me, looking for ads that showed bad animal care. So unfortunately, there is very few ads that I saw that actually had good animal care, meaning I saw hundreds, if not thousands, of hamsters in critter trails or rabbits in store-bought cages, but these are just the ones that really took the cake. And unfortunately, I did a whole lot of Craigslist searching, and then I wiped my computer off because I wanted to clear space on my computer, and I deleted all of them. So I had a couple that I went back and tried to find in my history, and they had been flagged for removal. So they were obviously either way too bad for them to stay up, or like something was against Craigslist policy. But there was a couple that I had before that were like absolutely mind-blowingly terrible, like injured animals and like just somebody who literally had like hoarder house with puppies running around. It was absolutely disgusting. There was poop everywhere. Anyways, my point of this video is to show how important it is to do research on animals before you get them, because obviously these animals are not being properly taken care of. And my hope is that these people don't know what they're doing wrong and they are just misinformed, and not that they know what they're doing wrong and they choose not to correct it. And also that these people are going to rehome them to someone who will take care of them and do, you know, better than they were doing themselves. So there are a lot of ads on here that I actually emailed the people and told them, you know, what was wrong. It's not really fair to put their ad in this video and not really tell them what was wrong. You know, that's just kind of like, wow, you're wrong, but I'm just gonna let it happen, you know? Unfortunately, I got 0 replies back, and I probably sent 30 emails. So that was really upsetting, but hopefully they got them and their animals will be rehomed to someone who knows a little bit more than they do. So, yeah, that was my whole point with this. I'm not by any means saying that if you get stuff off of Craigslist that you're bad or that you're promoting this. I'm just saying that there are people out there that get things off of Craigslist that don't know what they're doing. And so if you're rehoming things on Craigslist, you have to be extremely careful. If you're getting things off of Craigslist, you know, you can run into stuff like this. So you just, you know, it's just, you have to be careful with anything you do, and especially this. Also, if you see alien rings in my eyes, it's because I have to wear my glasses because I have a really hard time reading the screen because I have really bad eyesight. So sorry about that. We're like pretty far into the video already, so I think you get the point. Let's get started. If this goes well, I might make this into a series and continue looking for bad posts, although I don't really want to because it makes me upset, but as long as I can get the awareness out of here that this kind of stuff happens, that's my goal. So anyway, it is now 3 in the morning and we're gonna be looking at some of the Craigslist ads that I gathered over the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna put the pictures right here. That's why I'm set over here off center. Let's do this. Okay, post number 1, pythons. Looking for a good home for a 3-foot male ball python and a 7-foot female carpet python, both friendly. They share a habitat. Can get them together with all supplies. $2.50 or separate. Please separate. Please separate them. I don't know what size the enclosure is, obviously, but it looks like a 40-gallon breeder maybe. Fine size for a ball python, but a 7-foot female carpet python, and they're being housed together. There's also a, what appears to be toddler butt wipe box in there, and I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if that's supposed to be a hide, but it's tilted on its side and the snake is under it like this, so that's not doing anything. So here's more pictures of them. There's the carpet python, so very large, and there's the ball python, just a tiny boy. So dare I say that it also kind of looks like they're keeping them on pine. I can't really tell, so I'm gonna leave that out, but I also might see a heat rock by the ball python. Hopefully that's not a thing either, but I emailed them and said that they should separate them. And I sent them an article to the dangers of cohabitating snakes, so hopefully they read that because they did not reply. This one is a fish. It's a flower horn cichlid. And I did a quick Google search to see because I thought that this fish looked huge for his 40-gallon tank, and turns out I was right. It just makes me wonder if these people actually care about the animal or they're just rehoming because, you know, they can't upgrade for them. So it's very important that if you have an animal, you should do all your research beforehand and be able to provide for them throughout their entire life so it doesn't end up like poor Einstein. This is a Rosella or a Rosea. I don't know how to pronounce it. but look how small the cage is. It's absolutely so tiny for that poor bird. There's no toys. There's no like natural perches. It's all dowel perches. It's so sad. It's so small. It can't even like spread its wings out at all. Very, very disappointing. This is the first one that I saw that I was just absolutely disgusted with. So 3 rabbits in need of a good home, can be taken separately or all together. Very lovable and friendly, need to get rid of ASAP. They are free, so that just screams they're going to be snake food, first of all. And also look at the floor. It's literally coated in poop. Like absolutely covered in poop, and they're laying in it. That's so sad. And the cage doesn't even look that large either. I can't really tell by the picture. But my main thing here was the floor being just absolutely disgustingly coated in poop. Thank goodness the cage looks clean, but it's 2 robo hamsters in a 10-gallon tank, and they're being cohabbed together. If you know anything about hamsters, you know that they should not be kept together. Oftentimes they will cannibalize one another or fight until the death. Also, the wire wheel, that is so tiny. Like, that can't even be a 4-inch wheel. That looks so small. So, just not a good situation. I hope that those hamsters are still alive by the time anybody goes to see them. Okay, next, there is large male Dumbo rat. And my big issue with this one, although rats should not be kept in tanks, is the wheel size is almost the same as the previous one that I said, which was the hamster wheel. It doesn't even look like it's 4 inches. And do you see how big those rats are compared to the wheel? There's no possible way they can run on that wheel, and especially not run on it safely. For rehoming 1 female robo hamster and cage. So when you look at it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like they have it on EcoEarth and you know, it looks kind of like natural. It's literally in a vertical Exoterra-like cage. It's literally a vertical tank, like for a reptile. I don't understand that at all. Why? Is there even any pet store employees that would recommend this, honestly? Like, I feel like even pet store employees would know a little bit more than to recommend this. Rabbits/bunnies. I can't really tell how many there are inside of this cage. I think I see 4, pretty sure, but there's also another picture of a black one. I think that might be in a different cage. There's 4 rabbits in this tiny little cage. I really hope that that's just for like food and water, and they're actually like the happiest free roaming bunnies ever, but I don't have very good hopes for that being the actual case. Need to rehome bearded dragon ASAP. He used to belong to my roommate and was gifted to me, but I'm about to start working to the point where I can't care for him. He is shy and missing some of his toes and his tail, but he likes to be hand fed and will let you pet him for a little bit. So I don't know if you can see in the background of this picture, but there's just poop and like pieces of food or something all over the floor, which is also a loose substrate, which looks like walnut, but I can't really tell. Maybe sand, which is not good for bearded dragons to be kept on. You can see here all of the pieces of food and just dried up mealworms and stuff all over the floor. And then the next picture is what they feed it. So it's all like the pre-prepared bearded dragon food and dried mealworms. So not a very great diet at all. Definitely should be changed, 100%. That's not great. There's just a lot of pictures of the cage and it's really disgusting. Okay, next one is parakeets. These are really cute little parakeets. Parakeets are adorable, but unfortunately a lot of small birds and large birds are neglected with their cage sizes, and this is one of the cases here. You can see they're in a cage that appears to be very small, and also there's no bedding on the floor. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know if that's seed or poop or like maybe a little bit of bedding, but it's just disgusting. And you can even see like a little glimpse into their water dish on the bottom left corner. It's just filled with, I don't even know what. That almost looks like shavings. Maybe it's watered down poop, I'm not sure. There's only 2 perches and they're both dowel perches, and there's no toys at all. The next one is a ferret that someone says that they are rehoming after rescuing, but I'm not really sure. Hopefully this is a picture that was taken by someone else before they rescued it, and not after it was rescued, because God forbid what situation did it come from before it was rescued, because this looks terrible. The cage looks absolutely filthy, and it's so small for a ferret. He looks like he's like screaming to get out of there. Bearded dragons. The first thing that caught my eye here was the fact that they are being kept in a screen enclosure that is vertical. It's a male and a female bearded dragon being kept together in a screened enclosure. It's extremely small, and you can see you can barely see them in there. They're both climbing on top of a log. I don't see any signs that they have lights anywhere on there. at all, like no heat, no UVB whatsoever. And then it says, they have lived together since before I adopted them, so they don't try to breed. I'm not a breeder, so I don't know how that works. It also says, both of them are missing their back left legs, and Olive is also missing part of her right foot. And the saddest part of this post, after all of this, as if this is not bad enough that they are literally missing limbs, probably from being cohabbed together, would like them to go together as they've been together for so long. I messaged these people and I told them why they were probably missing limbs, and the fact that they probably should try to rehome the dragons separately, because chances are, whether they know it or not, their dragons probably aren't very bonded and they would probably do much better separated. The next one is turtles and setup. Trying to rehome my 2 turtles in full setup. This looks like a either 10 gallon or 20 gallon. I can't really tell by the picture. It's kind of hard to tell enclosure sizes in pictures. But these turtles look absolutely massive for this tank, and the water is absolutely filthy and disgusting. There's stickers all over the tank, which I mean, I can't really judge. You know, little kids like to put stickers on things that they shouldn't put stickers on, but it's just, the main thing is the water being so gross, and the tank being so small for those turtles. Angelfish. Now, I don't really have to get too much into this one, but oh my god, this tank is so overstocked. Can you even believe it? It's insane how many fish are in this tank. This literally looks like a mosh pit for fish. There's so many fish in there. And the next one, going on with the same thing, fancy mice. There's way too many mice in here for them to be comfortable, and the bedding also looks disgusting, but I imagine as soon as you clean the bedding out, it gets disgusting like immediately again, because there's just so many mice. Like, you can't keep up with that many mice in that small of a space. Snakes! Trying to rehome my 4 snakes, 3 California kings, adults, and 1 ball python. All very nice and well taken care of. So I think they keep the ball python separate, thank God, but they keep California king snakes together, which isn't a great idea, because if you know anything about king snakes, they eat other snakes. They will cannibalize one another very quickly, and I'm actually extremely impressed that they haven't cannibalized one another yet, and I hope that whoever gets them realizes this and decides to separate them. Rehoming gold tegu. The description's not the alarming part. The alarming part is that they have a tegu, an iguana, and a savanna monitor all interacting with one another in the picture. Not a great idea. Not a great idea at all. This next one, I contacted them a few times because I was very curious to see whether it was a scam or something else going on, or just a joke, but it's rent a kitty cat. Can't commit to a 15 to 20 year lifetime, stuck at home, recovering, bored and lonely. Older children need a loving friend. Tell me why you want to rent a cat by the month. And I contacted them, and thank God they didn't contact me back. I'm really hoping that it was just a scam or some kind of funny joke, because that's extremely messed up. Here's 2 savanna monitors that look extremely deformed and also being housed together on rocks and hay. To finish this video off, we have a free Dorf hamster. Unlike any Dorf hamster I've ever seen before. That being said, I'm not an animal expert. I don't claim to be an animal expert. I don't think I'm better than anyone by any means. I think anyone who looks at these ads that knows anything about animals, or that has done research on any of these animals, or has any common knowledge on any of these animals, has enough to know that these are not being kept properly, and red flags go up in every direction. So I just thought, in case you didn't already know what was going on Craigslist, I would share with you, because that's what's going on Craigslist, and it's disgusting. Please, if you use Craigslist, be careful. Be careful for yourself, be careful for your animals, be careful for other people's animals, because you just never know. You never know what you're gonna run into. You never know if you're gonna get a sick animal, or somebody's going to take an animal from you and completely neglect it, or feed it off, or anything else. You just never know. It's just a very terrifying situation, so please, please, please be careful if you're using Craigslist. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as you can enjoy a video of seeing sad animals being sold on the internet. If you guys did like this video somehow, give it a thumbs up, I guess. Give it a thumbs up if you like animals and don't treat them like this. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I post animal videos every single week and none of my animals are kept like this, so that's a plus. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!